So today class we are going to see about the TS of mature anther. It was happen in the male part of the plant. So the anther contain anther cavity and it is surrounded by wall, that is called anther wall. It is bilobed, two lobes are present in that, and it is separated by theca, that is ditheca stage. Now anther wall, it consists of many walls. The first wall is called epidermis. It is the outermost layer. It was single layered and protective in function. So due to the repeated anticlinal divisions, it formed the tissues was enlarging in the anther. Then second one is, the second layer is called endothecium. So the endothecium consists of single layer of cell. It is found below the epidermis. So the inner tangential wall, it is made by cellulose. The cells present in that endothecium is hygroscopic. Hygroscopic means it can allow the water to enter in. So these cells are found in some aquatic plants, saprophytes, clistiogamous flowers and the extreme parasites. These are present in that endothecium. So now endothelial differentiation is absent in some plants. And then the junctions of the two sporangia or anther lobe lack this opening. That region is called stomium. It is highly hygroscopic in nature. It used to help in the digestions of anther because it is releasing pollens through that stomium. And then middle layer, 2 to 3 layers are found next to the endothecium. These are called middle layer. So generally they are ephemeral. Ephemeral means after the dehiscence of the pollen, it get crashed. Then tapetum. So it is the innermost layer of anther wall. It was derived from partly from peripheral wall layer, that is outermost layer, and partly from connective tissue of the anther. So the tapetum is dual in origin and nourishes the developing sporogenous tissue, microspore mother cell and microspores. So the developing microspores are nourished by tapetum. So nourishing tissue is called tapetum. So the tapetum may remain uninucleate. Sometimes it may contain more than one nucleus. In such cases they are called polyploid. So that polyploid conditions of tapetum helps in the formation of sporopollini, pollen kit, tryphine and number of proteins that control incompatibility reaction. Incompatibility means the maintenance of the fertility nature of the pollen grains. So the pollen grains means it was the fusion agent of plant. It's a male part. It was very important for fertility. It was combined with the female gamete. So that reaction is called incompatibility. There are two types of tapetum is formed. So secretory tapetum, it retains its original position and it maintains the cellular integrity. So what are the cellular organelles are found, that functions are maintained here, and it nourishes the microspores. And then another one is the invasive tapetum. It lose their internal tangential and radial walls, and protoplast of the tapetal cells also coalesces to they form a periplasmodium formation. And then functions of tapetum, it supplies nutrition to the microspores, contributory product of sporopollini, and it was mainly it was used in the formation of pollen wall formation. Pollen kit material is contributed by tapetal cells, and then other exine proteins. These are responsible for the rejection reaction of the stigma are present. So the confirmed So the stigma is reliable to for example, hibiscus. The hibiscus pollen alone enter into the stigma of the hibiscus plant. So that restriction was developed by the exine proteins. So the different kinds of exine proteins are present in the different plants of the tapetum. So it maintains the originality of the plants. So here mature anther diagram. The epidermis is there. The next layer is endothecium, and then another layer is middle layer, then tapetum. So stomium also we have talked about stomium. So stomium has a hygroscopic cells. It is the opening. So through that opening only the pollen grains are dehisced out.